All right, let's dive in. Right now, you've got two huge shifts in U.S. policy happening all at once. One is completely shaking up global trade, and the other is a pretty shocking move in diplomacy. Put them together, and you have everyone, friends and foes, asking the exact same thing. What on earth happens next? And look, we're not talking about small tweaks here. These are major bombshell announcements that have sent, well, shockwaves through global markets and capitals around the world. It's the timing, and just the massive scale of it all that makes this such a critical moment to really get our heads around. Okay, so this is where the two stories really crash into each other. You've got this economic shock on one hand, huge new tariffs hitting more than 60 countries. And then on the other hand, this incredible diplomatic gamble, a possible sit-down between the US and Russia. It's these two things happening together, almost in lockstep, that's creating so much uncertainty out there. So, first things first, let's break down the economic piece of this puzzle. People are calling it the Great Tariff Wall, and for good reason. This is a total reversal of American trade policy that's been in place for decades. To put this in perspective, you have to go all the way back to the 1930s, to the Great Depression, to find U.S. tariffs this high. This isn't just some minor adjustment, no way. It's a massive once-in-a-generation U-turn on trade. And the scale of this change? It's just staggering. For years, the average U.S. tariff was, in the low single digits. Now, we're talking about a spike to a range of 10% to over 40%. That's a huge leap, and it hits our trade with over 60 different countries. So what's the logic behind this? Well, the administration says it's all about defense, shielding American industries and hopefully reviving manufacturing jobs. But the critics, they're sounding the alarm bells big time. They're worried it could mean higher prices for you and me, and that it might kick off a nasty trade war that slows down the whole global economy. Okay, let's switch gears to the other half of this equation, the diplomacy. Because right in the middle of all this economic chaos, something just as surprising popped up. The idea of a high-stakes meeting with Russia. And to get why this is such a jaw-dropper, you just have to remember the background here. U.S.-Russia relations have been, let's just say they've been defined by sanctions, a ton of geopolitical tension, and major fights over security. So a presidential meeting in that kind of environment, that's a pretty big deal. And yeah, just like with the tariffs, people are completely split on this. Supporters, they see it as a bold, maybe even necessary move to try and fix a really tense relationship with some direct, face-to-face diplomacy. But the skeptics, they're worried about the cost. They fear it might mean the U.S. goes soft on key issues without actually getting anything solid in return. And this, right here, is the heart of the matter. It's not just about the tariffs, and it's not just about the Russia meeting. It's about doing both of these things at the exact same time. This two-front approach puts the U.S. at a huge crossroads, and believe me, the entire world is watching to see which way it's going to go. And you can already see the immediate fallout. You've got jittery markets, for one. Analysts are in these heated debates trying to figure it all out. Politicians everywhere are speculating, what does this all mean for America's place in the world? To put it simply, global attention is completely 100% gripped. Which brings us to the billion-dollar question that's just hanging over all of this. Are we watching the start of a brand new, bold era for American policy? Or are we just setting the stage for more conflict and instability around the globe? Honestly, right now, it feels like it could go either way. So we're left with this huge, open-ended question. When a nation decides to rewrite its own rulebook for both trade and diplomacy, all at once, what happens next? The only thing we know for sure is that nobody really knows for sure.